at Panem 360, we have Eri Yamamoto, a young, excellent piano player in the classical world from Japan. And because we're doing a sort of report of music in Japan, you're quite a good example of a living artist, a young, rising star in classical piano playing, and you share your time between Japan and United Kingdom, where we reach you. But we saw you in Tokyo a few weeks ago. So
Yeah.
let us remind what you played in that recital.
Thank you very much for introducing me. It's so much pleasure to have interview with you today. And thank you very much for coming to my concert, which was in March 17th in Opera City in Japan, in Tokyo. I had a program with Liszt, which is from Liszt Etude, Transcendence Etude, and Dante Sonate, and Rigoletto Paraphrase, and what else? Yes, and also I had Chopin Ballade Number 1 and the Chopin Ballade, which I opened the repertoire, and the finishing with the George Gershwin Rhapsody in Blue as a solo piano.
Yeah. So your sensibility with jazz is also present. So,
Yes.
of course, obviously that Gershwin and Ravel had a very strong connection. So that explains probably your interest for Gershwin and Ravel. Also, we want to know what is the training and the environment of a young Japanese classical piano player in this time. I know that we know that Japanese players are happening since decades in the classical world, since the mid 50s, so at least half a century. And now, what is the situation for you, for example? How did you get your education, and how could you see could you have the vision of a classical career around the world?
Could be my experience is very rare. It's very unique. As I started piano at age 16, it's quite late age. But I moved to Hungary, which is
Yeah.
there is the Liszt Academy of Music in Budapest, and I met a great professor there, and I decided to move on to the piano career. And therefore, I don't know quite nicely in Japan music education, as I already moved to Hungary and I started seriously. But I heard many player started age 3 or 5 years old, and after they get reached to the age 20ish, they move to Europe, for example Germany or UK. Here Royal Academy as well, there is some Japanese. And in my case, at age 16 I moved to Hungary, Budapest, and I started to play piano there and study in the Liszt Academy of Music for master as well. And I moved to UK, London for the professional diploma course, which is after the master class. I mean, master course, sorry, master degree. And yeah, this is my education career.
Yeah, I see. Um, is it possible to reach that level if you remain in Japan? Many Asian uh, players are moving to Europe to reach another level. But now we can also see that it's possible to meet master professors in Japan or everywhere in Asia. Don't you think so?
I think nowadays it's very easy to get very good lessons in Japan from all over the world, of course, because they're easy to travel or maybe could be online connections. But in environment, the classical music is very connected to the culture or languages or tradition of the European history. I really think that the studying in the musical, especially classical music, it's much better to come to Europe, or there is the historical background that you can study language way, or like have good experience by themselves. I think this is the difference is to study in Japan and Europe.
I see. At the same time, we understand that uh, classical music is quite important in Asia right now. Since the mid 20th century, it we see a huge rise in Japan, in Korea, and China especially. And now, after all this time, it's 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 part of the culture, don't you think so?
Yes, it is. It is. The music always could be part of your life. I mean, the music can make your life more happier or more gorgeous, or could be more brighter. Of course,
Mhm.
people love it.
Yes. Are you interested also to play some Japanese composers or Asian composers in your repertoire?
Yes, actually, in March, the repertoire I played by Akira Senju, who is a Japanese composer living now as well. And he composed the Shukmei piano concerto, which I already performed in Hungary, Budapest. And this
Mhm.
time I played in a solo version. Of
Yeah.
course, yeah,
And you
I
played
love
it
it.
very well. Yeah, it's a modern piano composer. So you're interested to any period of 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 music, not only romantic piano playing, like as you played Liszt and Chopin. I suppose you play sometimes Rachmaninoff and all those piano composers that have been very important at the end of the 19th century. But now you play
Yes,
also 20th century and maybe this century.
yes. I, of course, played the Bartok, which is from a Hungarian composer, of course, and also Dofnani. He is a Hungarian composer, but he moved to US because of the war situation, and he lived in the early 20th century.
Mhm.
And of course, I play Gershwin and what else? Kapustin. Those
Yeah,
composers as
Capuchin.
well. Yeah.
Capuchin is also a very close to jazz sometimes. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
When I was 16 or 15, before I studied the classical piano, I wanted to be a jazz pianist actually.
Yeah, but you know, of obviously that there's another Eri Yamamoto who's a jazz player.
Yes, there is. In US, I
Yes.
think. I've never
Yeah,
met her, but I know.
she's 54, something like that. She's playing in New York, I think, but she's from Osaka.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. And where were you born? In Tokyo area, or where are you from?
From Tokyo. Yes, I'm born there.
And now, how do you see a career being at the same time in Japan and also in Europe? You share your time because your market is also in Asia. It's important for you to play there and to be back there on a regular basis.
Yes, of course, I want to be there and here as well. I don't want to make a border or limit for my career, of course. And I always try to play and meet many people through the music around the world. For example, I went to the US as well, and Europe, another country, Italy, France, and Poland as well last year. And of course, I love to play in Japan, my home country.
Of course. So, do you have an apartment in Japan? Do you have two places, or you just come in your family and just go back, and your apartment is in London?
I'm based in London. So I have I mean, the place to live here. And in Japan, I only go back like once a year or twice a year when it's lucky. Then I leave
Mhm.
my family.
Okay, I see. Excellent. So, well, I saw that you had a very good reception. The people really appreciate your recital in Tokyo in the end of at the end of March, and now uh, we're looking forward to see you and to hear you're playing in North America. Have you played a few times in North America?
I was supposed to have the US tour this year, might be next year, because I won the Gershwin competition, the second prize, and as prize winner, I have the US tour, but not yet confirmed the date. But soon it will be, including the New York as well. But I don't know about the Canada. But
Mhm.
hopefully one day I would like to.
Yeah, you know Montreal is very close to New York.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, what are your plans? What is the vision of your career? What is the next step for you?
I would like to be, of course, a performer. This is my priority to think about. Always playing the piano is so much joy and so grateful to meet many people through my music. And also, I'm teaching under 17 years old who is
Mhm.
very focused to making their music way and like winning the competition or like those exams. And this is my also second way that I can give them my think, my experience, my thoughts for the music, and like I'm very happy to share with them.
Yeah. If we try to go a little deeper, uh, how do you see your own style? Do you have an opinion about how you did develop yourself and you found your own personality as a soloist?
Luckily, I have education about the Liszt pieces or Hungarian composers. Of course, Liszt Academy professors has many experience, also many background, historical or secret side of story, and I know them. So that's why my Dante, I always think I want to be more storyteller through my music, and also I want to make this one would be my unique point to show as a soloist. So not just the making the music, but I want to think more deeply, more orchestrated choir as well, more instrumental as well. But in other side, I also think more theoretical or more researcher way. This is my vision.
Yeah, to be more instinctive, closer to your emotion, and try to forget the academic aspect.
Yes, yes.
Well, which is the goal of every great artist.
Yes, but it's not something very easy. Of course, I need more experience, not just the piano, but more life way. Of course, read the book or reading books or like going park, listen the bird singing or the wind, how the flowing the time is, and those things. Through those things, I can make those experienced piano playing, I think.
Well, it sounds very good. Uh, Eri Yamamoto, now based in London, originally from Tokyo, Japan, and pursuing a promising career everywhere in the world. Eri Yamamoto, we thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Arigato.
ありがとう。